I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor, and we have breaking news. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is Tropical Storm Bonnie. As you can see, look. First of all, I analyze this. I want to talk about these giant, like, minus 80 to minus 90 cloud tops. Like, look at this massive area of cloud tops right here. I want to emphasize this real quickly. Like, you don't see a minus 80 cloud top range that goes like 120 miles, 150 almost wide, and about 200 miles across. You do not see that every day. So I wanted to emphasize this, but first I want to talk about this area. This is at the center of circulation right here. We have the latest from the NHC. It is a 60 mile per hour tropical storm, and it is expected to strengthen into a hurricane by tomorrow evening. The tropical storm force winds extend 70 miles from the center. The minimum central pressure has dropped to 997 millibars. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cone right here. And this thing's starting to fill out a little bit more. It was the majority of the tropical storm force winds were concentrated in the northern part of it. Now it's starting to spread a little bit more to the west, to the east, and now to the south. So this thing's getting more organized. It's expected to become a hurricane by 7 p.m. Sunday, as according to the NHC. We're going to go over all of this. The wind shears right here, as also as you can see, like, it's pretty much open season right there, minus the fact that this thing is creating its own wind shear, which is that pocket right here. Actually, I'll move it over just to show. No, I don't need to move it over. So, yeah, that pocket right there, that's its own. That's creating its own wind shear right there. So, I want to emphasize that as time goes on, and this thing is going to be moving towards the west-northwest at this point, so we'll have to pay attention as time goes on. Thankfully, this thing is going to stay out to sea, so that's basically the good news. We have the water temperatures. We're looking at 84, 85, potentially degrees Fahrenheit, or about 28 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius of water right there. Goes pretty much from Nicaragua all the way to Mexico right here. So it has plenty of warm water, plenty of weak wind shear for this thing to organize, rapidly intensify, and develop as this thing is doing right now. It crossed the Pacific Ocean earlier this morning as a 40 mile per hour tropical storm. Now it's a 60 mile per hour tropical storm. The pressure has been falling, so we'll have to continue to pay close attention to this. So we're going to go ahead and look at the tracks and the intensity of this thing. The track models, basically, as I've been saying, west-northwest, for the most part staying out to sea, which is a good thing. The intensity models, if we take a look, pretty much all of them, except for a couple outliers, agree this is going to be a hurricane. Some of them have it going up to Category 2 strength, which I think is going to where the range is really going to be. My estimated range for Bonnie at peak is anywhere from between 90 miles per hour and 120 miles per hour. So that's my estimated range as of right now. That is subject to change. We even have a model that has it going up to Category 3. Once again, my estimation is 90 to 120 miles per hour at its peak, so we'll have to pay close attention as time goes on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to the models right here. Let's go ahead and start with the HMON right here for this thing. We have the latest runs come in right here, so we're going to go ahead and go to the start. So this is where we are right now, and this is where we're going to start. So as you can see, this thing's organizing and developing. The HMON has this thing intensifying. It has it bottoming out around 984 millibars, Category 1 hurricane right here, and then it starts to then it bombs out again at 982, potentially a Category 2 hurricane if the HMON's correct, and then this thing kind of weakens off and basically moves out to sea. I will say it does have the outer bands impacting parts of Mexico right here. We're going to have to wait and see as this develops. So we take a look at the other track models. That does have it. It does have it about maybe like 70 miles off the Mexican coast right there. So if you're in this area right here that I'm pointing out with my mouse right here, you could see some tropical storm force winds if this thing gets large enough. So we'll have to pay close attention to that. We're going to go ahead and go to the GFS next. The GFS, as you can see, we have it for this one right here. It organizes, develops. It's already stronger than anticipated in this model run right here. This had it at 997 by 7 a.m. It's already at 997 from the 10 p.m. advisory. This thing organizes, develops. It essentially becomes a Category 1 hurricane right here. Basically, Category 1 bottoms out in 983, moves out to sea right here. And and then it kind of stagnates, maybe or strengthens a little bit more, and then it moves out. So that's basically the last we're going to hear of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the CMC model with this this time now. This thing is generally one of the more weaker models right here. This thing only has it going as a tropical storm, and then potentially a Category 1 hurricane, bottoming out at 992 millibars. So we'll have to pay attention to that, and as this thing continues to organize and develop, and it's already, what I'm looking at, in my opinion, it's already ahead of schedule at this point from all these models, except for the H-Wharf, and I want to show you what I mean by that. Like this thing, when it comes to the H-Wharf, it's it's pretty much right on schedule, except it is stronger than the H-Wharf is depicting right here. This thing continues to develop and organize into a Category 1 hurricane, and then it strengthens further for the H-Wharf as this thing moves into the more open waters, as this is plenty of warm water we're looking at here. So this continues to intensify. 978, it eventually bottoms out. If we can take a look right here, eventually it bottoms out 961 millibars, and this is several days out. And if we take a look at this is a very interesting model run to take a look at. Like this thing starts really ramping up in intensity, eventually potentially becomes a Category 3 hurricane. Category 3 hurricane kind of it fluctuates between Cat 2 and Cat 3, similar to what Hurricane Irma did, and then it starts organizing and intensifying again. Eventually, we're looking at a Category 3 hurricane right here, a high-end Cat 3 that we're looking at with the H-Wharf. I will say the H-Wharf is the very aggressive model, and there's none of the other models are really coming that much strength rather. So we'll have to pay attention as time goes on, but basically from all these model runs, this system is ahead of schedule when it comes to strengthening. So I will update you guys as the situation develops. But with that being said, it's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me and helps to make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather, which is what I'm hoping I'm doing with these videos. But with that being said, hit the red subscribe button, leave a like, and stay safe.